So I saw Halloween Ends, and it's pretty fucking awful. I really didn't like that movie at all. It was very boring and very mean spirited and very like pretentious at points. It just wasn't any fun. It was like it. I don't even know. I just really hated that movie. That was a 2 out of 10 movie. I know it, like this is simplifying it, but I really don't have much to say about the movie aside from that. But because of it, I decided I was gonna go back and I was gonna watch Halloween 2, a movie that I hadn't seen since I was like a little wee little fucking sperm. And even then, I'm not even sure if I watched the entire thing when I was a kid, but I definitely saw some of it. Like obviously, I remember that shot of the blood coming down from Michael Myers' eyes, like that shit. So I finally actually watched that movie again, and I was definitely prepared for it to not be good. I was thinking, well, it will probably just be fine. But you know what? That movie's fucking good. I don't care what any of you sons of bitches say. Halloween 2 is the best Halloween sequel. As a matter of fact, it is the one Halloween sequel that I would say is the closest to the original. Honestly, I think it's kind of more enjoyable to watch than the original too. Now that being said, I don't think it's a better movie than the original one. If we're going off just like how the movies are like paced and whatnot, I think the first film is definitely better. It's less over the top. It feels more consistent with itself than Halloween 2. Whereas Halloween 2 is a movie that will have very subtle and creepy atmosphere and really well done wide shots. But then we'll also have a fucking car run someone over and crash them into a fucking van and the whole fucking thing just blow up, you know? Like even though realistically it shouldn't have blown up at all. They would have just probably collided and the kid would have died. But the kid needed to burn to death for plot reasons. But yeah, so that's the kind of shit that happens in Halloween 2, and that's not something that you would ever find in Halloween 1 because that movie is much more subdued. But it's because shit like that I think Halloween 2 is a more entertaining movie. This is a movie that I think has the best of both worlds. It's subtle, well shot, and very atmospheric, but incredibly fucking goofy at the same time. And that just for me makes like the most entertaining viewing experience that I can have because it's like I'm getting awesome moments of filmmaking and I'm getting goofy shit that I just love to laugh at. And I think it's even better in retrospect compared to all the new Halloween movies that just like take themselves so seriously, man. I miss it when Halloween was just, a fun horror movie and not trying to be so damn serious and have some themes about evil and how it corrupts the world and whatnot. I also think this movie is just far more visually interesting consistently than a lot of the new ones. Like, there are plenty of great shots in this movie, including a really fantastic wide of one of the nurses discovering a doctor's body and Michael Myers appearing from the shadow and sticking her in the head with a needle and injecting her. That's a really great shot. I really love the use of lighting in that scene. I really love the use of lighting in this entire movie. I think it utilizes it in a very great way. I think it's fair to also acknowledge, though, that this is the film that sort of set Halloween down a bad path. After this movie, Halloween stopped being about subtle and subdue, like horror. It stopped trying to be more atmospheric and it went more towards gore. I think it still retains enough of that subtle and atmosphericness of the first film, if that's how you want to say it, to the point where I think it does feel like a true sequel. As well as that, like if I were to watch them back to back, aside from maybe like some of the over the top shit, they would feel pretty in line with each other, I think. I'm gonna talk about the way this movie ends because I honestly think it's the best ending aside from maybe the first films and the entire Halloween franchise. I love seeing the mask of Michael Myers burning and Laurie just in that car driving away and then it cutting back to his face while Mr. Sandman plays. It's almost to imply that yeah, he's dead, but like it's always going to haunt her. Or you could interpret it as he's dead and she's free and the final shot is his face burning. But I personally like the ideal that that image of him will always haunt her. It's a really well done moment and I just really fucking love it. So yeah, this isn't like the most well structured review. Mine are never. They're just strings of my thoughts that come out at random. But I really liked Halloween too. I think it's a very fitting and decent sequel. Um, and I think it might be my favorite out of all the films that I've seen. As of right now, I'd say it is. Halloween 2 isn't as good as the first, but if you want a fun, enjoyable horror film to watch, definitely watch it. It's just really nice. Doesn't take itself seriously. Just a general enjoyable time. I'm giving Halloween 2 a 7 out of 10. I really liked it. It surprised the fuck out of me. I'm looking forward to watching it again, honestly. Yeah, that's about it. I hope you all have a good day. Bye.